You know what I think I'm gonna do? So I think I'm gonna talk to Lady Ashbury. I think we just got like weird tidbits of information there. Kind of want to see what this is about before I move on, because otherwise this exclamation mark is gonna be here for the next 5 episodes before I make it back here, or longer. I'm also making quite a bit of XP, and I should probably spend that as soon as I can. However, I want to make sure I get everybody else healed first.
Hello again, Jonathan.
Hello.
To what do I owe the pleasure of your visit?
Sorry to disturb you again, but could you spare me a few minutes?
Of course, my dear. Always a pleasure to speak with you.
She got very friendly. Let's see here.
Do you think we shall ever see better days? Or at least better nights?
I know not, Jonathan. I have seen some horrid days in my long lifetime. Experience has taught me that one cannot outrun the fates.
I suppose that is true.
When all of this is over, the war and the epidemic, we could leave the city for a while. Travel around Europe, you and I.
Traveling is always so complicated for us poor creatures of the night. But yes, I would be glad to travel the world with you, my dear.
Oh my.
Will you tell me your story one day, Lady Ashbury?
One of them, perhaps. I have had so many lives, Jonathan. Eternity may not be enough to relate them all.
I see. Okay.
Concerning your investigation.
Yes?
Are you truly seeking to identify my maker?
I cannot promise you anything, but yes. I am conducting some research of my own.
I can handle that.
Do you know if the epidemic has affected many people in the West End?
I confess I've been more concerned by events in the East End. The wealthy have more efficient ways of dealing with infection.
But this is no common epidemic.
That is true. I must tell my daughter to stay at home for a few days. But the girl is stubborn and fiercely independent, much like her mother.
Goodbye, Elizabeth.
Has a daughter? Okay. I think, well, maybe there is some stuff here, actually. I didn't think about that. Let's look around her place for some loot. Just because I can. Also, is she available? Oh, I didn't check that way. Is she available to bite? I mean, she's healthy. Her blood quality is all the way up, but I don't know if you can feed on.
It's locked, all right.
Yeah, I figured. I don't know if you can feed on another vampire. I don't think that's an option. I don't think I'll get XP for this. Plus, she's kind of story critical. And that makes a lot of sense if they keep certain characters as story critical. Personal diary. 9th of May, 1913. Tonight, I went with Mother visiting the sick of the East End. It had been a long time since I went in this sad part of town. To see her talking and listening to those poor people moved me beyond words. She really tries to make a difference and really tries to help these men and women. She also killed one of them tonight. It happened so quickly, I did not even notice she had vanished, but when she reappeared, she looked so much more alive, more vivid. I immediately knew what had just happened. She took a life and I saw nothing. We returned home without a word. If I ever become like her, I won't feed on the dying. I will kill the guilty and the brutes wherever they hide. Okay, so basically become Batman. 13th of September, 1914. Wow, that's quite a time jump. This afternoon, 2 men tried to corner me in a back alley while I was campaigning for the women's right to vote. I called for help as loud as I could, like Mother told me. I don't know what would have happened if a soldier had not ordered them to leave me alone. He then walked me back home and tried to kiss me. I refused. He did not say a word and left. The whole story made me so sad I was still crying when Mother woke up after the night had come. I told her the whole truth, and she held me against her chest. Then we went to the theater to see Doris Fletcher in her new play. I think I'm a little bit frustrated that Mother did not rush out to make them all pay. If I were a vampire, I would not be that merciful. That's little girl's vengeance. Oh, or maybe not little girl. Whoever she is, she's pure vengeance. 15th of September, 1914. So this is what, 2 days later? Yes, okay. We had a terrible argument with Mother last night. as she refused once again to turn me into an immortal. When I reminded her of what had happened to me in the street with those two men and how things would have been different if I had been like her, or if they had carried weapons, she simply smiled and told me that to be a part of this world meant to be ready to face it. I'm not sure I understand what she means, but it drives me crazy. I left home in the middle of the night to see Emily at her house, and I spent the whole day there. Maybe it's time for me to leave Mother's house and live my life, just like Emily. I love Mother so much, but it frustrates me so when she refuses to talk about my conversion. 17th of February, 1915. Like a year later. Tonight, I'm as sad as I am excited, for I'm about to leave this house for good. Mother has agreed to let me have my own flat in the West End, as long as it's not too far from her house. I had to promise her I would be very careful. I told her how much I love her, and she told me she was proud of me. I understand now that she only wants me to be as strong and independent as she is. I must admit, I am very thankful for all she has taught me through these years. She made the woman I am today. Now it's time for me to choose where to go from here. Whatever I'm going to do with my life, it's up to me. All I know is this: if I ever choose to become an immortal, I will not involve my mother in my choice, for this is my life, and I am responsible for my actions. She changed her tune pretty quickly over the couple of years. Charlotte Ashbury. New hint available. Charlotte is still hoping to become a vampire despite her mother's disagreement. Can I turn her into a vampire? That would be incredible. I think her mother, Lady Ashbury, would hate me for it, but it would be pretty cool to be able to do that. I like that a lot. Okay, yeah, let's just steal everything from her house because we're an awful person. Can I go to that door? No, okay. Present yourself at the Ascalon Club. I could do that. It's an option. Or I could just not. That's also an option that I'm totally okay with. So let's go to the map. I can go back to the hospital if I wanted to, and maybe I should, to talk to Dr. Swansea, because actually, you know what? Maybe I should. My reasoning for this is I've got things down at the docks. I also have something down over here. I have an event down over here. An unknown event happened. I would love to see what that unknown event was. So if I go back to the hospital, I talk to Dr. Swansea. Maybe I vendor or do some other stuff. Maybe I craft something. Then I come down this way to the docks, and then I go south, see what that event is, go cross over to the western docks, do that event, maybe go back up and do that. So basically, I think my current plan is to do like a crescent here, and then circle my way back around. That sounds like an option that would make sense.
Time to visit the Ascalon Club.
Not time to visit the Ascalon Club. Weren't you listening to my plan there? I don't understand sometimes. So I did something, which seems to have helped a lot of issues with the game. So it's worth noting. Because of Shadow of the Tomb Raider having its own loading issues, I decided to install this game and that other one on a new SSD, and the results have been remarkable. Not necessarily frame rate wise, but like hitching and loading wise. So if you're experiencing that on your PC and you have a rather good PC like I do, I would suggest using an SSD for some games. Not all games is gonna make a difference, but games like this, big open world games where you're loading in big sets of geometry and textures in large quantities, seems to make a pretty big difference. We need to go upstairs, do we not? Yes. And I probably could check in on people here, but I'm gonna opt not to because I'm not sure if there really is anything that I could get out of it. Where is this freaking office? It's right there, okay. Hello? Hello, where are you? There you are.
Hello, Jonathan.
Hello.
Back from the city already?
I guess.
How is the situation over there?
Tense, to say the least.
I'm sure every obstacle will cede to your relentless determination. In the meantime, can I be of any help?
I like the investigatory music that goes on in the back.
What can you tell me about the Great Hunt?
A sad story, my dear friend. Tragic, in fact. The Brotherhood was betrayed by some of its most trusted members.
Why was it a tragedy?
Not only did the Guard of Priwen hunt down and kill most ancient vampires of England, they also destroyed or confiscated their possessions. Priceless knowledge was lost in just a few nights.
Tell me about the betrayal.
The founders of the Guard of Priwen stole precious and unique documents and reports from the Brotherhood's library when they left. They used them to identify and locate their next targets.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave?
Oh, the legendary founder of the Ascalon Club. I'm afraid I cannot help you with that, Jonathan.
So you do know him?
All the Brotherhood knows about him is highly confidential. He is dangerously intimate with the royal family and Britain's inner circles.
Are you afraid of him? Is he that dangerous?
No, but since most ancient vampires were killed or fled England during the Great Hunt of 1850, he may be the oldest British vampire. A myth in the flesh, so to speak.
Curious.
Did you know that Lady Ashbury is an artist? And rather a good one?
Well, actually, yes. I attended an exhibition of her paintings before the war. Beautiful landscapes and stunning portraits. I wish I had purchased one.
Perhaps we could go to her next exhibition, you and I.
What a beautiful idea, Jonathan. Did you know she told me once she had been a model for famous painters? But she never told me which ones.
I shall return later. Thank you, Edgar.
That is a curious thing about being an immortal being, or rather, a being that's not going to die from, you know, natural aging processes, because she has all the time in the world to just sit there and learn how to paint. And, you know, she is rather pretty, so she could totally go and learn how to be a model. And there's a very real possibility that she was a model for painters over several hundred years, depending on how old she is. I find that really cool and curious. I want to go there. So I'm gonna put that marker so I kind of know where I'm going, generally speaking. But, you know, there's other things you could do as an immortal being that would make a lot of sense. You know, if you had infinite time, you can learn to do whatever the heck that you ever wanted to do. You would never feel like you are... Okay, I'm gonna have to take these guys out. You never feel like you're strapped for time, really. Let's help kill them together. Mostly because he's level 24 and the other guy was like level 18 or something. Wait, wait, wait. Hit this. Both of them. Twofer. Wait, where? Oh, there's like, I didn't even notice there was a guy over here. Hi. Let's bite him. I like how this... Here, die. I mean, it works. Let's do that. Is there anything over here? Nope. There's some stuff there, though. Is there an upper area? I thought there was an upper area here. Also, I need to take a right. So if I can avoid these guys, that would be better. I mean, the XP is good, and I should definitely... I should definitely try to farm some XP. Are these guys... Okay, these guys are fighting each other. I may as well jump in. If only to get the extra XP. Send both. Oh, did I just kill both of those guys with my mace? I did. This weapon is very good. Wasn't there like a scythe that I had an option to use? Hold on, I want to check that out now. Now that I'm all in on the two-handed weapons. Used scythe. Is there a way to upgrade this to not be bad? Where does it go? 106, 154, 220, 330. And what is the one I'm currently using? 121, 176, 248, 374. So mine is currently better, but that's not to say that this isn't good either. So weapon ability parry, weapon ability stun. I like the stun weapon ability, so we're gonna stick with mace. I think the scythe is a cooler looking thing, but I would much prefer the stun effect. Okay, don't you spray me. kind of curious. Okay, so he just like drained my blood or whatever that was. Right. Drain as much as I can. Hit. Cool. Let's back up. Let's look at this. Yeah, I gotta avoid that smoke crap because that takes away some of my blood. Yeah, and I literally walk right into it. Oh, come on. If I can hit him one more time, bite him. There we go. Give me it back. That's my blood. Heal back up. Did I loot the other guy? Nope. I'm feeling really good about combat with this changes. I know I keep saying that, but it's true. So how do I get over there? I'm at the docks. What's that? Oh, okay. Blood samples. Can I sneak up on this guy?
See them?
Ooh, he fell. Bite him. Get him. Cool. Jump. This is fun. This is fun. It's your turn now. Man, oh man. Actually using the charge feels so deadly. It feels so deadly. It's like I have a way stronger ability to close in on targets. I mean, that's literally what it is, but it makes a really big difference in the feel of the combat because previously it was not feeling so great at times. Let's go in through here, through the docks. This door has been unlocked. I thought it was unlocked. So we're gonna go this way. We're gonna run past everybody. Hi.
Don't forget to keep an eye out.
Bye. So I want to go down this way and just kind of go up and around. I'm starting to learn the map area. Oh, I also am here. So I need to go talk to, what is this? Whitechapel, West End. Wait, where's the docks? Just the docks. Okay, so I need to find, oh, these people are all sick too. Where was the murder dude? Was this him? I believe this was him. Where's the treatment for fatigue? I need to make some of this stuff. I just need to cure some of these people since I'm here. And I think I'm gonna just kill Ichabod. Wasn't he over here? Or no, wait, who's this guy? Seymour is who he was. Right. How's Seymour doing on our little thing? Seymour. I'm missing a hint. Hint locked. Can I talk to him again, see if he's got anything?
Good evening, Mr. Fishman.
Yeah.
No. See, I have this one locked. Pleasure in killing. Oh, no, they are all unlocked. Okay, so I've done all of those. Life in London. Hint required. I need a hint. Where am I going to get that?
Have you heard anything recently about Sean Hampton's shelter?
According to the hullabaloo that can be heard coming from the building, I would say that all the local loonies are at his precious club.
I see.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
Okay, I need to figure out what I want to do with him. I think I want to bite him, kill him, and take it to XP there because I think that is going to be a much more important thing than keeping him alive. Because that is a lot of XP that I could potentially get. What am I in combat with? That was really weird. I just pulled out my weapon randomly. I want to see what the heck this event was. However, I'm a little spooked out. Is that it is a werewolf. I kind of want to. Is there a way I could save? Okay. Well, we got full blood and everything. We should be able to do this just fine. He's level 20. Dyson Delaney. Who was Dyson Delaney? I don't think that was anyone I know, right? Because it would have to be from... Oh, it's this guy. Missing. Well, we know what happened to him. Let's wreck him. I wonder if there was something that I could have done to stop him from turning into a werewolf. I doubt it, but you never know. I really need to avoid all of his attacks because we know how much they hurt. I feel like I am kind of killing it. Let's hit him with this. Hit him with the mace to keep him in it. Ooh, I might be able to bite him again. In that case, hit him with that. Ooh, mace him. Thank you. Bite him. Can we hit him again? Oh. I was kind of hoping that I was going to be able to do that without taking a hit. I got a small key from it. So that's now gone on the map, so let's remove that marker. So I have Dyson Delaney's key. He is now, unfortunately, dead. Is there a way that I could have kept him from turning into a vampire? Maybe. Fortunately, I may never know. So I need to heal these people. So we got fatigue, 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 and fatigue. So I think they're all in this area. So we know where she was. We ran past her. I want to see if I can get another hint for this other guy. Try to bite him, kill him, get that XP. But first things first, let's try to heal everybody.